Hi, everyone. Welcome again to the MUNN class. And today we are going to do a video class. So you're going to listen to a lecture and then you'll be writing a paragraph or a page, depending how much you want to write. Doesn't really matter, but I need to know what you have learned from this lecture. Okay, so doesn't matter if it's Chinese or English, you can just write it. It's okay if you don't have like the greatest grammar, it's fine. Okay, I just need to know, do you understand? What have you learned? Okay, let's begin. So today's lesson, we're going to talk about the gods and deities and Changsan. So, what is Changsan? Well, it's like inviting the gods to come over. Okay, you can say like invoking the gods or something like that. The word is very hard to understand because in Chinese, Changsan is really like you're inviting the god to come over. So it's like, you have a bunch of gods and then you call their name and you expect them to come over. Come over. How did they come? They don't walk over here, right? Yeah. So how do you explain to someone if they don't know how it's a god coming over? How do they travel? Okay. How do God travel? Now here is a live demonstration. Okay. Take a look. This is a god. Okay. So imagine the god is from here and they travel to here. Okay. So what happened is you are at this side, okay? You call the god name. God, okay? And then the god instantly, okay, now close your eyes, okay? Okay, no, I'm serious, okay? Just close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Now the god is here, okay? Like that. The god jumped the frame. Imagine if you're watching the god come over from here all the way to here and then stay, okay? You will be seeing the god from here. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay. Close your eyes again. Open your eyes. Okay. So you get the idea. The god is like shoop, 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 like that. It appear, disappear, disappear, like that. And that's how God and deities move. It's not like how in the post heaven where you have to like slowly use time and walking to travel to that point. God moved like this. Okay. So if you use like a sword finger or the wooden sword to connect to a god, and then you do some action to tell the god to go there, like that. For example, I took the sword finger and I stomped the first hard spell. I call my Sifu, right? And then, okay, point to one direction, and then I chop like this. What you're doing is you're commanding or telling the god, the Sifu, to go over to there. When you go like that, this is a command, meaning go there. When you go there, your Sifu power from here, right? And then it went there already. Okay, that's how it is. So the god and deities don't need time to walk and travel. They don't travel like that. Okay, so it's like out of this world kind of thing. You cannot even imagine. But you can kind of imagine as well. It's just kind of like how we have internet. I click here, and then on your screen you can somehow see something. So it doesn't really take time. It's like a split second, and then it appear on the other end. Now you're like on Skype and you're looking at me. Well, I just need to click a button and somehow you can see me. I move and the image on your screen move at the same time, right? That's basically a good comparison. It's like that. So when we Changsan, we invite the god to come. You can kind of imagine it's like, like here we have internet, right? So imagine I'm the god, okay? So you go on Skype and then you invite me to be there for you, okay? So what I will do is, well, you do your chanting and all that stuff. Now imagine all the chanting that like it's like a password. So if you do the password, your computer is going to sense it and it's going to recognize that password, and it's going to dial the number or whatever to me, and I'll see the call. So what I have to do is I accept the call and I'm here already. Okay, so after you do all your thing, I look at you. I'm here. Okay, so whatever you're doing, I can see you. And if you need help, I can help you. Now, how do I help you? Well, look, if in real person, okay, you invoke me. I'm the God, okay? So you are typing a document, okay? You're typing an email. Well, you invite the God first. Well, I'm looking now, okay? So you want help. I'm typing a document. I want help. Well, I can see your screen, right? So I can tell you ideas. I can say, no, don't type that, change your tone or something like that. Well, after you listen to me, then you have new ideas, right? I look at you, I witness what you're doing, then I can give help. So inviting a God is very important, because like even yourself here doing like chick fu or something, it's yourself doing the thing, but no one's looking at you. When you invite the gods are looking. Well, whatever help you want or whatever you do that actually requires their power, they are here for you. So learning the Changsan is very important, right? Because if you don't learn the Changsan, then it's like you don't learn to connect with them. You don't even know how to dial the phone number, right? Now, why don't we just like make it simple? Why can't we just like burn 3 incense and then think about the God, and the God is here? Well, think about it. It's like yeah, you can make it easy, but the thing is there's a certain amount of work to be done, like a password to keep it safe, and also a bunch of things to make sure the person is like they have this kind of heart, like you have the heart to learn and do all that. Well, that means you have passed a certain stage, and the God will want to talk to you, right? So it's you who wanted to talk to the God, not God want to talk to you, right? So of course you need to show your heart and commitment, right? So that's why it's not that easy to learn how to Changsan. Well, there are different types of Changsan. Okay, the first type is the short spell, which you open the altar and then you chant and do a series of movement with the sword, the flag, and all that stuff. The short Changsan is the first Changsan you do, and then you add up the big one. Difference? What's the difference? So the short Changsan is easier to do because it's shorter, but then it also requires more movement. It's basically like the short Changsan is for the Samlo stage people to do, okay? Anything above, like the MUNN Gao and MO Gao, the long ones, those are for the Sanlong stage and up to use. Okay, that's the basic. Now, of course, you can see the kind of like power that you will be having, or the kind of power that you're connected to, is not the same. With the short Changsan, that one, okay, it's more like you just want the God to know of and witness, like that. Very simple. MUNN and MO Gao is very different now. MUNN Gao, it's basically you Changsan to invite the gods, and you're connecting to the celestial court. The long ones, okay? You connect to the celestial court. And it allows you to do 2 things, MUNN and MO. MUNN is you're inviting the gods over to here to accept and get something or take something. So MUNN Gao is like you want the God to come and accept or listen or watch, any kind of like absorbing, taking, that kind of thing. So if I'm just like, I am opening the altar doing a Changsan to thank the God, and I want to give my offerings, well, I want them to take, right? Take from me. That's MUNN Gao. Or I want them to just witness my business grand opening. Well, that's also the MUNN Gao. You want the God to listen, to look, to take, that's the MUNN Gao. So that's the MUNN CLASS JAN. MUNN CLASS JAN is when you want the God to come and help you do stuff. They have to output their powers for you, not just to look at it. Okay? So if you're like, on the 15th, you JAN the Chusat, and you do like exorcism ceremony, cleansing the house, you want them to come and help you do something. That's the MUNN CLASS. Now the spell of the JAN is the same, but the ending change. Okay? And basically, if you understand the difference between MUNN CLASS and MUNN CLASS, your intention while you chant already changed the whole JAN spell purpose. Okay? So it doesn't really matter if the words are the same or not. It's more about like, do you know what it is? Do you know what you're doing? Then the spell will have a change. Okay? Now today you learn, so you know. So basically, you have three options. One is a short one, which doesn't connect to the celestial cord. The short JAN connect to 轴西野. 轴西野, okay, it's like a more general kind of power, and also you can see it's more like on the civil side instead of the civic side. And well, what is this good for? Basically, it's good for everything. But what you're doing is you just want the other side to witness, okay? To come down and witness. So in case of anything, just look at me. I'm doing it, okay? Witness. And when you do the long spell, you're not only witnessing now. You want them to take stuff away. You want them to listen, or you want them to remember, or you want them to do stuff with you. Okay? So being in the Samlo stage, or Samlo stage. Senior stage, you can't even do JAN. So in the Samlo stage, you can do the first JAN, right? And then in the Sanlong stage, you learn the next two, the long one. Pick the JAN that is suitable for what you're doing. Okay? On the lunar first, you JAN to welcome the gods over and take your offerings and such like that. So that's a MUNN CLASS, right? And then on the 15th, you want a god to come and help you do Chusat and exorcism. So that's MUNN CLASS, right? There are two JAN right here. Okay, now you understand about the JAN spell. Okay, next point is why the god have to listen to you. When you JAN, okay, now this is a very newbie question, but back then when I was learning, I also have the same question. I JAN, like I invite, okay, let's say on Skype, I make a call and I invite Sigong to come and talk to me. Why do you think that Sigong must talk to you? Yeah, it's not a must, right? You can do your JAN, but the god is like, I don't want to come. Okay, you did your JAN, but the god don't want to come. That can happen. How do you know then? How do you know it's a god here or not? Well, of course, for the people who are like higher up here, like me and some of your sifu, we can tell right away without actually checking. But then for you guys, okay, that's why after the JAN spell is done, you will take the cup, the div cup, and then you will like ask, okay, how is it? It's a god here or not? And then prack and throw the cups. So at least you can see, right? If it's a yang, like both face up, or a sing, it means that okay, yes, there is. If you go like that, yam pui, it means no, there's not. So is it successful, the JAN? How is the JAN going? You can use the divination tools to actually check up on that. So if what happened, well, if let's say you did your JAN and then you do a div cup and it shows that no, it's not successful, what do? Well, you need to find out what is going on. What is stopping the gods from coming and staying? You need to know the cause, like why. Is it your place dirty? Is it you dirty? Is it something needed, like, some attack going on, whatever? You need to know, is it actually working or not? When you div, if it's not working, if it's like you did Changsan and they're not here, you need to do something about it. Sometimes it's like, oh, I need to like 整天地, to cleanse the energy in the space, and then the god will want to come. Sometimes it's like, oh, your altar needs cleaning, okay, and then the god will come. It's not the same all the time, but make sure after Changsan, throw the cup and see if your god is actually here. Okay? So it's like, yeah, you made a call, but you don't just put on your headphone and talk to the air, right? You need to make sure that I am talking and you're listening and we can have this thing going on, right? So you got to make sure with the div cup, okay? Divination cup. Okay, so now you know Changsan is not that simple, not just about singing and then chanting and then the god is here. Sometimes the god don't want to come. You need to focus on improving yourself to impress the god. How do you impress the god? Well, look, if you want to impress me, very simple. Show me you want to learn. Show me you're proactive. Show me you're a good disciple. When you show, I feel it and I can see it and I understand you more and I like you more, then I will want you to find me more. I want to talk to you, right? So when you Changsan, imagine like some people, they Changsan and they don't do anything. No, open the altar, Changsan, burn incense, that's it, and you can basically close it. Well, like this is like a hi-bye kind of relationship. Hi-bye, like hi, morning, bye, like that. It doesn't mean that you and the someone had a relationship going on. It doesn't feel like a relationship. So with the gods, it's the same thing. You don't just go hi-bye, right? You need to know that when you Changsan, you open the altar, you want to do stuff and show them that, oh, I'm using your magic, I'm using your power, I really need you, like that. When you show them that, then they will want to come again, because it's now like, oh, I came and I'm useful for you, I'm being loved here, like that. Then your god will always answer your call. And yes, there will be time when a god don't answer your call. When you have doubt, when you don't believe, when you are having some mood swing and then, you don't care about what you say and you offended the gods and things like that, then they don't want to come over again. Okay? So understanding this, your virtue, your moral, how you speak and act, all these things matter. You can't be just like a asshole disciple and being rude and expect the God to come, right? And the way how you treat your uppers in like the human side uppers, it's also being witnessed by the gods all the time. So whenever you burn incense, your memory from here, your heart, will also split a clone and like that. So they will know, they will feel your heart. The gods are not blind, they can feel your heart. So if you're genuine, if you're a nice disciple, you respect and all that, you are humble, they will like you more. And when you Changsan, this is going to be a much better and more effective Changsan, right? So a lot of people, like, they do this thing all the time and become robotic, and they think, well, as long as my chanting is good, I know my word, I know my stepping, I have my rope. No, all these things doesn't matter if your virtue sucks. So your virtue, your moral, and how you present yourself to the gods on your normal days as well is what depends, like, what changes the feeling that a god has for you. Okay, so if you want to Changsan, you want to have their help, make sure you pay attention to this, because if you don't do that, and even all the advanced procedure, the god is not going to care, and then your magic is all not going to work because they don't listen to you. Okay, so up to this point, you guys know more about the Changsan and the god and all that theory. I am expecting to see a little report from you about this lesson. Okay, make sure you type it up in Word and then save it and then post it online in the classroom. And we'll see you next week. Bye bye.